The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferris is not about working just 4 hours a week. It's an amazing book which resets your perspective on life. What most people are programmed to do is thinking about climbing the corporate ladder, building a huge successful business, and investing and getting returns like Warren Buffett. Why do we actually do it? Answer: money. More money. Welcome to the Peak Performance Channel, the place where you come to be inspired to create a more prosperous future. Now let's take a step back. What does money create? It creates time, mobility, and options. The new rich is a group of people who have realized that living like a millionaire doesn't require that one is a millionaire. They've also realized that you can live like a millionaire without working your ass off until age 65. In the 4-Hour Workweek, a book written by the entrepreneur Tim Ferris, you learn an entirely different way of looking at what you actually need for financial freedom and, well, freedom itself. This video is an animated summary of this great book, so get yourself a cup of tea and enjoy. Hey, make sure you smash that like button and hit the subscribe and notification buttons if you haven't already done so, as it means that YouTube sends you more of these kinds of videos and it helps our channel. Let's dive in. Lesson number 1. Learn to think outside the box. Life is negotiable. Just because everyone else follows the 9-to-5 dogma doesn't mean that you have to do it. First and foremost, we must redefine the goal of the game that we've been fooled to play for so long. Money in itself is not the end goal. Relative income trumps absolute income when certain essentials are met. Who do you think is richer? The investment banker who makes $500,000 per year and works 80 hours a week? Or the e-commerce entrepreneur who makes $40,000 per year but only works 4 hours a week? Tim Ferris talks about something he calls a freedom multiplier. This is a way to increase your freedom by multiplying the practical value of your money. The multiplier depends on how many of the 4 variables you can control: the amount of money, the number of locations, the number of activities, and the number of skills. People who are investment bankers typically have a lot of restrictions. That's why someone who owns an e-commerce business might be richer. This is because money can do more for them. We're going to introduce a very important concept now. Relative income is more important than absolute income. Once you have a cash flow, that's enough to support your desired lifestyle. The investment banker makes more money than the e-commerce entrepreneur. He makes $460,000 more per year. But is this too much? The e-commerce entrepreneur makes more money per hour than the investment banker. For every hour the investment banker works, he makes $120. But the e-commerce entrepreneur makes $200 per hour. This means that even if the investment banker works for 40 hours a week, he still doesn't make as much as the e-commerce entrepreneur. But he should question himself on why he wants to do so. So that he can move to a nice and warm paradise island and just go surfing all day? Well, the e-commerce entrepreneur can live that lifestyle already. He doesn't have to wait until retirement to do so. And there's every reason not to save it all till the end. Lesson number 2. Learn to be productive. It's a common misconception that being busy is a good thing, but Tim Ferris disagrees. Being busy all the time is not smart. You need to be very smart about what you do with your time. You must eliminate unimportant activities. You must learn how to be more productive. Being effective means doing the right things. Being efficient means doing things right. To join the new rich and reach a 4-hour workweek, we need to focus on being effective. Remember this: doing something unimportant well does not make it important. It's time to get rid of activities that are not helping us achieve our goals. There are 2 principles to keep in mind: Pareto's law and Parkinson's law. The Pareto principle is a rule that states that 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. In business, this means that 80% of the profits come from 20% of customers. 80% of results come from 20% of effort and time, and 80% of consequences stem from 20% of the problems. We need to focus on the 20% of things that are important. For example, keep the top 20% of your customers happy and let the rest take care of themselves. If they complain, you can fire them. In general, you should update your priorities every day and focus on 1 or 2 big tasks. If you ignore certain tasks, small bad things will happen. But this is necessary to get the big things done. Parkinson's law says that a task will grow in importance and complexity if you give it more time. I need to become better at this myself. I've had days when I've built an entire website in 1 day. But I've also had days when I searched for flight tickets for a whole day without even booking one. It's all about deadlines. To become as productive as possible, cultivate the habit of setting short ones, both for yourself and for others. 24 hours is preferred, and if the task seems too big for that, chunk it down. This is closely related to the student's syndrome. Lesson number 3. Learn the power of outsourcing. It's not worth your time to do tasks that someone else can do for a lower price. For example, if you think that an hour of your time is worth $20, it might make sense to pay someone else $5 per hour to do the same task. What's the greatest obstacle towards management-free money? Well, the answer is more often you. In order to join the new rich, you need to learn how to delegate tasks. You can either outsource tasks to machines or people in order to automate them from your perspective. This will help you eliminate unnecessary tasks. Just because you do something well doesn't mean important. And just because you outsource something doesn't mean it's important either, but they both go hand in hand. If someone charges you more than you make from the activity, it's not worth it. For example, if you only make $5 from each customer but pay someone $7 to manage them, it's not worth it. You should not do the activity yourself if it does not make financial sense. Tim Ferris talks about earning more money by living in a place where the cost of living is lower. This is called geographic arbitrage. Use a virtual assistant from, for instance, Fiverr or Upwork for time-consuming and repetitive tasks. Remember to focus on cost per task completed and not cost per hour. Test the working relationship before committing to a longer period of time. Set short deadlines, 1 task at a time. Apply the test, try it out. If it works well, you can gradually take on more tasks yourself. In the modern world, where we have a huge pool of super talented people available around the world, this is a huge untapped goldmine. Lesson number 4. It's all about location. Skiing is better in Switzerland. Surfing is better in Costa Rica. Diving is better in Australia, and pasta is better in Italy. Really think about where in the world you want to be, and where in the world you need to be. Yes, you can have freedom if you work for an entrepreneur. You can have more freedom if you start your own business. For example, a business that is internet-based will let you move around more. For the employee, things are a bit different. You can't just tell your boss that you'll be working from the beaches in Rio de Janeiro from now on. Ideas. 1. Look to increase your own training. Learn how you could work remotely or look for roles where you are potentially able to work remotely. 2. Find ways in which even if you are working remotely, you're able to be super productive. 3. Look to build an online business, YouTube channel, providing online skills, where you can work online and hence become locationally independent. 4. Network with other people who have made the transition to working from the location of their choice. It's all about understanding what is the art of the possible. Let's repeat the key takeaways again. Key lessons. 1. Learn to think outside the box. 2. Learn to be more productive. 3. Learn the power of outsourcing. 4. Become location flexible. Thank you for being all ears throughout the entire video. If you'd like to learn more about the nature of this business, subscribe now and click on the notification bell to be updated with my latest uploads. To create is effort. To copy is genius. Albert Einstein. If you want to expand your income by engaging with some side hustles, feel free to contact me so we'll get things moving right away. Remember, if you want to change your life, let's make a change together. You need to make a change. By the way, smash the like button if you've experienced this. Partly so that I don't feel alone, but mostly for the YouTube algorithm.